Hey dudes, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with the Dudes. Today I'm actually joined with our third member, Thomas.
Hello.
So let's start off with a little fun and have some code cards. So recently we just came back from a pre-release, most importantly Forbidden Light pre-release, or as I guess they're calling it now, a build and battle.
It's a pre-release.
Yeah, it's just a pre-release, but they, I guess, decided to reskin it with a different name. These are our 3 packs each that we have left from the pre-release that we waited to show you guys. We thought we'd start off by going through some of our pulls and some of the our deck profile of the decks we use through the tournament. I'll start off by saying I personally went 2-1, so I won 2 games, lost 1.
And I went 1-2.
So Forbidden Light is mostly just a reskin of Ultra Prism with a bunch of different new types or different typings of the Pokemon from there. So for my promo, I was given the Xurkitree.
And I was receiving the Malamar.
Which I was really jealous of. I won the Malamar. It seems to be a really sought after card right now, especially the promo.
Not very good in a pre-release deck, and we'll get into that in a minute.
So I'll quickly go through what my pulls were while I was there. I got the Empoleon, which is now metal, obviously, instead. So Bonnie, I don't know if you guys have seen what this does. It's really good for Zygarde, lets you GX attack twice. I'm going to go into Ultra Space, which just lets you look for an Ultra Beast. Mysterious Treasure, look for a Psychic or Dragon. Little Frying Pan. And then just, there weren't really many good pulls on my end. I did get the Fighting type Infernape Hollow, but overall, nothing great. I did get a whole Delphox line that I didn't use, but I also got the Volcanion Prism Star, which will be great for, I think, the Water Empoleon decks. Once during your turn, you may discard a Water Energy card from your hand. And if you do, your opponent switches their active Pokemon within their bench. So it's a nice thing to just kind of have sitting on your bench and to make your opponent switch. Other than that, nothing special, nothing worth really playing in a pre-release.
And as far as cool pulls from me, unfortunately, I didn't even receive a single trainer card in any of my 4 packs. But I did receive this secret rare unit energy. Look at that shine. Look at that texture on it. It's super cool. The way the light reflects off of that. And then also I got, but unfortunately traded so I couldn't show you guys, I got a Prism Star Beast Energy, which is basically a rainbow energy for any Ultra Beast Pokemon and gives them plus 30 damage to any of their attacks.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and I'll let Thomas kind of give you a profile of his deck. You can show it off.
Okay, so with my blister and everything I think I got a little screwed, but it happens. I only have the promo Malamar now. There was another one that came with the blister that I traded away. The Malamar is really cool. Its ability is that once during your turn, before you attack, you can attach any psychic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Super cool. Not very good for pre-release. Then you got my Inkays, you got these Uxies. These are really cool inside the pre-release format because a lot of Pokemon only have one good move or one move at all there. Especially with the Vivillons that are running around. I'm hoping I said that right. So I had 2 Uxies. I had a Hoopa, which was really useful for getting item cards the one time I got it in a game. Poipole, who's really good for stalling. This Noivern was unfortunately my only real damage output of my deck, so I really struggled because of that. Noibat has a cool ability for 2 colorless energy. Your opponent reveals their hand and discard all item cards you find there. That one's really busted. And then we've got some Magnezone lines, which It's a 222 here. And then these are all of the trainers that came in my blister. I didn't get any in my packs, so these are all the original ones. But you get a Kukui, 2 Hows in my blister. You get a Looker, Timer Ball, Nest Ball, and a Great Ball. I also ran 14 energy, or 16 energy, 10 electric, 6 psychic, which we gave back at the end because we really don't need them. So a lot of the pitfalls of my deck were this Malamar especially was way too slow and way too weak. We found that a lot of the people were running fighting type decks, specifically things like the Lycanroc promo, things like, oh, what was that thing? The Toxicroak. They were painful to deal with. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to deal too well. I also got kind of screwed a little bit where I didn't draw my draw support cards in my first 2 games. But that kind of stuff just happens, you know. We brought it back for the third one, went 1 and 2. So we'll do better next time. I'll let Cody take over and do a little bit of a profile of his deck.
Alright, so mine was all based on electric types. I actually ran 3 different types in my deck. So I got lucky enough where every game I started my hand with Xurkitree, which isn't as uncommon as it could be in a normal deck, just because in a pre-release deck you're only running 40 cards. It's best of 1 game, and you only get 4 prize cards. And you can run as many of any card as you want. There's not the 4 rule that's usually around. So I had Xurkitree, which was my main attacker. Dazzle Blast was really good. Confuse them, dealt 20. Cablegram was just a straight 100, and if I have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, it paralyzes well, which I never really got to use. I used it once, but it wasn't necessary. I would have won the game anyway. And then I have a 2/2 line, Magnemite, Magneton, and Magnezone. I was able to get out my Magnezone every single game. He actually, I felt like, did most of the attacking with most of my deck, which was a kind of a surprise to me. But I always had the energy to just throw 4 energy on him at once and let him go, retreat, bring up whoever I needed.
Some of us didn't get so lucky.
But I also ran Uxie just for that memory skip to let me deal 30 damage while disabling one of their moves. And this was probably something I didn't need in my deck, but I ran Inkay and Malamar, which I never used. My third game, I evolved to Malamar for the first time, just so I could build up my bench a little bit. And then a last-minute decision was to throw in Buzzwole, which was actually very useful. I was extremely glad I did this. He was played quite a bit at the pre-release as well. A lot of people will consider him to be broken. For 1 energy, you're doing 30. But since it's a pre-release, your first turn, you're always going to have 4 prize cards remaining. Means it would do that extra 90 more damage. So, like, you take that first prize, and you're back down only doing 30. But then his next attack, where you're flipping 2 coins and 20 more damage for each heads, it's just a really good card, really quick to set up in a pre-release. So he was a nice addition, especially with all the normal types that came at me. They had weakness, and I could slap them down. As for item cards, I had a Great Ball, Nest Ball, Timer Ball, and those all, I didn't pull any of those. They all came in the pre-pack. And then supporters, Professor Kukui, Sophocles, Hal, and Judge. Judge was the only one I pulled from a pack and got to use. I don't think I ever actually used him. The most clutch draw support I had was Sophocles. He let me draw a lot and win most of my games that way. My second game was the only game I lost, and that was the only reason I lost it was due to a coin flip. So Xurkitree is weak to fighting. He had a Rockruff out, had the 2 energy on him, was able to the 50. He had already done 20 damage to me with a Krogunk, and then switched back to the Rockruff and the 50 times 2 with the coin flip knocked me out. Because what it does is, it's like called surprise attack. So a heads, it does 50 damage. Tails, the attack does nothing. So that's kind of where I fell in that match. I would have went 3-0, but you know, some people get lucky with their coin flips, unlike me. Let's throw another code card here.
I do believe if you get the judge trainer, though, that you definitely should be running them. They're super strong from what I experienced on my end.
Pre-release format wise,
pre-release wise,
definitely it's definitely a week in at the moment is.
I wouldn't run it in standard. No.
Yeah, no. After rotation, maybe you might see them play. So let's go ahead and finally open up these packs.
Okay, let's grab them off the back and
yeah.
we'll do them one at a time. Talk about who's doing them, who's opening them.
All right. I'll start. So
I'll prep one over here.
The arts for these, we have Greninja looking ready to get yo girl.
I'll prep this one and I'll tell you which side the code card's on. Or which way it faces.
Faces from the back.
Oh my, I'm having more trouble. Yeah.
So, code card upside down because it don't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that. 1, 2. Oh, I should probably use my right hand so there's not so much shadow. We got Scatterbug. Ooh, this is Scatterbug without the ability.
There are ones without the ability.
Huh.
But they do have an Ultra Evolution.
Yeah, this is the Rockruff that got me. Surprise attack. Skrelp. Litleo. Kind of like that Play-Doh look. Krogunk, who also was stupid.
I was really upset seeing all those Krogunks.
Diggersby, the first guy I played was trying to play a Diggersby deck, which was okay. Reverse Flabébé. Ooh, what's that ability? If you go second, this Pokemon can evolve during your first turn.
There's a lot of abilities like that.
Yeah, and for the rare, Malamar.
Ooh, nice.
Hey. Glad to be getting those Malamars.
Okay, let's hop in here. I kind of mangled this pack back here, but we'll be getting used to it. There's the code card for you. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front, because we don't care about having the uncommons in the front. Metal Energy. Porter lets you move special energies. They're it's not super great. Araquanid. Ultra Space. Pancham. Dupiter. Finnegan. Helioptile. Flabébé. A reverse Snover. And on the end, Yveltal GX. How nice. Woohoo. Our first GX, boy.
Oh, man. I think the normal Yveltal, the art on it looks so good.
Oh, the full art was so cool, too. We saw one live at the pre-release. It was
Yeah.
really awesome.
Speaking of live with the pre-release, someone had pulled a full art Zygarde GX and was destroying.
Oh, you think someone pulled it? I played it. I played against that girl. Oh my, I got a little wrecked, boys.
Was that your first or second game?
That was my first game.
Yeah.
I drew only a Kukui. So, I'll take the Yveltal off. I'll see if Cody can even try to top that.
The answer is I probably won't.
Let's get one of those perfect sleeves, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's... Oh, I'll put them in... I'll slide them in the background while you're...
Speaking of Zygarde again, here's the art for his pack. I know some people care. I don't know if, like, a lot of people who watch Pokemon videos, if they are actually into Pokemon, or if they want to learn more about it, so...
Or if they're just into gambling.
Yeah.
I'll put them in the back right there.
Some Cody code. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. Okay. We got a Rock Energy. Wow. Starting strong. Ultra Space. Braixen. Double Blade. Gumi. Dupiter. Bebe. Esmer. Finnegan. Reverse Diggersby, and Bangoro.
Now, if you do get the Fangoros, don't fret. They seem pretty good at pre-release. They look pretty strong for that sort of format. Okay, let's open our second pack. Can we follow it up? Oh my god, I mangled that shit. There's your code. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have, starting off, a Water Energy, a Go-Go, Floette, Magneton, Binnacle, Rockruff. He looks so scared. Look how scared he looks.
You should be scared.
He shook. A Gibble. These are pretty good. Flabebe. Skidoo. Ooh, a reverse Poipole. And at the end, an Abomasnow. I haven't seen this yet. Ability, Blessings of the Frost. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may attach a Grass Energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. That actually seems pretty weak.
Yeah, no.
But,
And the water type was in Ultra Prism.
yeah, I didn't know that. Ooh.
Speaking of that Gibble, I'm really excited that Garchomp is now hollow and a fighting type. That makes me excited. Alright, this was the Naganeedle. Alright, Fairy Energy, breaks in. Fossil Excavation Map. So this one's pretty interesting. You can either search your deck for an unidentified fossil, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck, or put an unidentified fossil card from your discard pile into your hand. So I know a lot of people use order pads to get unidentified fossil, but this is kind of a new way you can go ahead and do that. The Zygarde, I think this is what, 10% form?
10%, yeah.
Yeah. It's not affected by weakness or resistance. His attacks. We got Goomy, Bergmite, Honedge, Furfro, Skiddo, Reverse Alolan Marowak.
Nice reverse rare. Always
Yeah.
happy.
So for no energy cost, you can search your deck for 2 energy cards, basic, and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, which is super useful in my opinion, especially during a pre-release. And then a Xurkitree.
How
So yeah, would have been nice to actually pull that in the pre-release.
Okay, and then we've got my last pack, Greninja, boys. Look at that, Forbidden Light Greninja. There's your code card. And 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. We have an Electric Energy to start it off. And then a Tyrant. Ultra Recon Squad. There's a lot of Ultra Beast synergy in this. Amora, Binnacle, Flabebe, Croagunk, Clauncher, Froakie, a reverse Furfro, and to end off our episode, we have a Sylveon with the wink wink. Your opponent reveals their hand. You may discard a supporter card you find there and use that as this card's effect. A little cheeky if you ask me. But that's it, yeah. So unfortunately, no great pulls. We got the Yveltal.
Which really isn't that great of a card in general.
I mean, it's a cool pull. It's really not that good of a card.
No. But I think the art on it's a great looking card.
I wish I could have pulled this guy on camera. That would have been cool. Or any of our Prism Stars. But you know what? I'm still extremely happy with what we got. 7 packs and the whole booster and the experience for $25 is a really good deal, guys. You should always go out and do your pre-releases.
Yeah, support your local card shops. They'll appreciate it, and you'll appreciate what they have to offer. Okay, and we'll see you next time on Coffee with the Dudes.